Hello, everybody. I'm about 5 minutes late. Sorry. I was going to go on early because today I prepared very early. But then guess what? The last minute, something scary appeared in my room. Okay, don't worry. It's not a spirit. It's not a ghost. It's just the scariest thing in the world, and it's more scarier than anything else. In fact, to me, seeing a ghost is not as scary as this. But this is what I'm always afraid of. And don't laugh at me. I'm a normal person. I'm afraid basically of cockroaches. And I saw one gigantic, big one, red one. I seen it once before running across my floor. And after that couldn't find it, so I thought maybe it's my it could be something I saw. I'm mistaken. So I thought maybe it's not a cockroach. But today it appeared again. I think it got bigger, and suddenly I got so shocked by it. It ran across the other laptop. So guess what? I already got ready. I sprayed quite a lot of okay, let's not see the brand. It's an insecticide. Okay. And it's all around the area here already, and it's still very scary because I can still hear it struggling. Okay, after I spray, it ran one more round. I have to spray again. I thought I got it, but then it went the other direction inside some of my furniture, I guess. But then it still has some clawing sound. It make it very, very scary. Sometimes you wonder. I can tell you, I'm not really afraid of spirits and ghosts and all that. But I see a cockroach, I cannot take it. So now everything, every sound looks like a cockroach crawling, and everything seems to have a cockroach taste in it. So I don't know whether to. Well, actually now the best thing is to hope that it will appear again so that I can, because I'm ready. I will spray on it and let it die in front of me on the spot. Yeah. So cockroach is not something that you travel with. It is the most scariest thing in the whole wide world. Okay, don't laugh at me because even Jackie Chan also scared cockroach. Okay, kung fu actor, so much. I mean, he seems to be so man, also scared of cockroach. So I'm just a normal person. Okay, welcome to my show again, where we talk about weird things. We talk about unexplained things, and we talk about phenomena that is around our own world. And some of it is scary, some of it is funny, and some of it is puzzling. Okay, so I'm still in my series of talking about mostly Singapore ghosts, but then I want to divert a little bit. Today I want to talk about a topic which I prepared for quite a long time because it is not a easy topic to talk about, because a lot of stories and legend which is event its own way. So there's many different tales about it. So but then I managed to gather some thoughts and some information which I can maybe try to solidify or to consolidate and make it something easier to understand, and which is more a better understanding of what it is. Okay, and it is a topic of Hu Xian, the fox. Okay, the fox spirit. Let's look at that's the fox spirit. Now you notice that these are not real, and these are all drawings and people maybe from even some 3D animation show, or some drawings of comics, or some people just drew it just for the art of it, because of the legend or whatsoever. But fox spirit, there are actually, like I said, there are many kinds of fox spirit, and some of those stories about the fox spirits are a little bit unbelievable, because it is sometimes it is too mystified, and some are too I would like to say godlify, thinking it as a gods, and then in Chinese we call it Hu Xian, right? Now the actual fact, it is only recent years that the people, because they put them in temples and they start to pray to them, they call it Hu Xian. In the olden time, it is not called Hu Xian, it is basically just a Hu Yao. Okay, and it is just a spirits, animal spirits that has evolved over time, and it has its own intelligence, or it has been made use of lah. Okay, now what is the origin of Hu Xian? Many people say that, maybe it's from Japan, from where, it's not in olden times, only in recent times. We all heard the story that it jumps from Japan to China, to Thailand to Hong Kong, and then to Hong Kong to Taiwan now, and they all stay in Taiwan. Not true, because the spirit is around everywhere. They are not just one, there are actually multiple of them. Not all of them is of the same level of intelligence. Some of them are basically just spirits of foxes that has evolved, and they are still very much not very intelligent, and yet they are around. You can see some. I've seen many paranormal shows and records and evidence, and many of those cannot be refuted. And many of those evidence, you will realize that they sometimes have this small little thing that runs around and jump around. Some of them say dogs, but then dogs really don't really jump so high, and whatsoever spirits, okay. And most of them, most likely, is foxes. And these are not too intelligent type. You cannot call them Hu Xian. You can just maybe call it Hu Yao, because they are passed away spirits of the foxes, or they are just foxes who has went through a period of certain level of enlightenment, certain level of understanding. Then they start to develop certain desire to so-called xiu xing, also like training, or to call it to develop their own spirits. So when they learn at a certain level of that, they can actually increase their lifespan, their longevity, and then as if they continue to do it, and they will probably eventually develop into the sense of a Hu Xian level. If you notice why 9 tails, they will go about that later. Okay, but let's talk about the origin of Hu Xian. The origin, the first Hu Xian, or the Hu Yao, actually is the 9th Hu Yao, who has been around since the beginning of time, according to the legend. Let's talk about the legend. Whether you believe or not is another question. The legend starts with okay, this is the picture of Hu Li, one just fox. In case you think it's just a mystical animal, there are such thing called foxes. Okay, and they are not white color, they are quite dirty, and then grayish, dark gray, very dirty looking, scary, but their eyes are very reflective and very sensitive to light, so you get illuminated when light, a small light even, to shine upon it. So sometimes you go to forest, you see red color are usually wolf. So you see some not really red color. I think red color also. Foxes is also red color, and then you see them shining on you, but they are not so big. They're not big as a wolf. Foxes are smaller. Then you know that maybe there are these foxes. Now foxes usually don't attack human. They will come and steal your things and come and eat your food. You want to go barbecue, if you see a fox, they'll come and probably grab your chicken wing and eat. Okay, so and not a good thing, but then it don't attack. But then when they feel threatened, they will attack you. They have very sharp teeth. Okay, they have claws, and then they stay in the wild. You do not know what type of disease they have, in their teeth or in the claw. So yeah, when you see a fox, stay away from it. Okay, or call the Singapore Zoo. Or Singapore. I think Singapore is not called zoo. Singapore. Well, I don't know which association. Maybe it's called animal control or something. Call them and then maybe catch and put in the zoo. Okay. For your info, foxes and wolf cannot be eaten. Firstly, they taste horrible, and then they are game meat. It can cause you get disease inside, like bats like that. Don't try to eat them. And then, like I said, when you see them run away, if you can, wolves is a bit hard. You need to get fire or something. They run, you chase. You run, they will chase you, and they are running. I think they are faster than you. So if you happen to go to some sort of a place and forest, then you suddenly see a wolf or a fox. Okay, stay away. Get fire. Okay, don't let them touch you. Don't play with it. Foxes can be quite cute if they are a bit cleaner, but then don't play with them. When they scratch you, you may get rabies. Rabies is a deadly disease. Okay, you don't get it. You don't get the. It's very hard to find to know, because the symptom can be devastating only when it's near to the last stage. The last stage, I said, last stage before you can get any medication to it. You see, don't get rabies. If you think you get scratched by a bat, wolf, whatever animal, even your dog, your own cat, you better go and see a doctor and let him check out your blood. If you got rabies, an injection can cause it to go away. Okay, but if you are too late, if you get rabies for too late, there is a threshold time when it's too late. You will not survive. Basically, there are people who survive a rabies after too late, but only a very handful of people. There are many people who did not survive a attack by an animal, a wild animal, and they get a rabies and then they die off. It is a horrible death, because rabies will want to bite people. Like zombie show that they want to bite people to transmit the rabies disease to another person. Usually, what happens is you cannot. They cannot save you. They will tie you to the I'm going to say tie you to a tree. Tie you to the bed. Okay, and you will struggle. You will scream. You will go crazy, and your family member will look at you and know that's not you. And then your priest come and see you. They say you're possessed. They do exorcism. It's not going to work, because that is rabies. Okay, and you will die a horrible death. So take my advice. If you get scratched or you get bitten by any animal in the wild, even if it's your own dog, not wild, domesticated animal, go and see a doctor to check it out. Okay, let's go back to foxes. Now, where does the nine-tailed fox, the legend of the nine-tailed foxes, not normal foxes, but the spiritual, the forest fox spirit, it started in a long time ago. That is the Shang dynasty. Shang dynasty is Chinese dynasty in almost 1600 BC. Okay, it is one of the main dynasty just after the prehistoric time. Okay, the prehistoric time is not the caveman time. We're talking prehistoric, maybe post prehistoric. That time still the Yao Sun, a lot of those great king in China is becoming to surface, and then those who have done great deeds for the country, like even Da Yu Zhisui. Da Yu was one of the king also of the mainland of China. Of course, he is after the king after Yao Sun, which is also one of the best king. But then after that, came the sons of Da Yu, who eventually Da Yu actually most of the before Da Yu, the kings are being selected and not passed from generation to generation through your own lineage. That means you don't pass to your children, But after Tai Yu, he decided to pass to his son, which set a bad precedent, so that nowadays, since then, it started the imperial lineage of passing down the emperorship or the kingship to their children. Last time they select one, okay, the leader, the king, will look at all the people that he all that he will get people who was good and become his followers, and follower as in follow under him, let him observe, then in the end he will choose the right person. It is that may not be his family, okay, and most of the time it's not his family. But after Tai Yu, he started to pass down to his children, and his children start to pass it down, and started the Shang dynasty, which lasted for one of the longest time, because it is very prehistoric, and generally the Shang dynasty, all the kings are no good. There's still no emperor. The Qing dynasty, the first emperor is the first emperor. Qin Shi Huang is the first emperor. This is still not emperor yet. This is still king. Because China is still not unified. So the king at that time started to develop some type of culture, and you see they are wearing more like the very well dressed, and not like those top naked type of cavemen. Shang dynasty already a lot of culture developed, a lot of literature, a lot of stuff has been developed. So they are very much a very reserved, but then a dynasty which is ruling the people, and a lot of the kings in the Shang dynasty are not good kings, especially the last king, Shang dynasty. He is a womanizer. He loves women, okay, and he is a very lustful king. Okay, I think he want to grab every woman he likes, even if it's a wife or somebody, he will grab. Okay, last time it's a big no. Last time very reserved one. Then he's a king, where he want to do whatever he wants. So he's known for being a very terrible king, and he has lots of women, and he's a womanizer. So one day he went to do some ceremonial prayer to the Nuwa. You know who is Nuwa, right? Nuwa is actually this is Nuwa. Nuwa, according to the legend, he created the human being. So Nuwa 造人 嘛, so he created all the human being, and then this last king of Shang king, he went and to do some ceremonial prayer to Nuwa. And when you see the statue of Riva, he said, wow, so pretty, then his mind ran wild. He lost after the goddess who created him. So his mind ran wild, and then Riva knows his thoughts. Goddess Riva, and she got so disgusted and troubled and offended by his thoughts, that she decided to send this lady called Daji, okay, Daji, to go and I wonder why this a little bit transparent. Daji to go and seduce him. Okay, now reason to destroy his kingdom, probably. So okay, shouldn't have Koma king. Okay, so yeah, so to destroy him or to tempt him, to seduce him. Okay, and this is what exactly what Daji actually is the nine-tailed wolf, who was sent by Nuwa to go and seduce the last king, to destroy his kingdom. Okay, and so that a new kingdom, a new dynasty can be built. And of course we know that the new dynasty is where the legend of the whole 封神榜, got the 哪吒, got the 铁打剧, 什么铁打王, and all those Jiang Tai Gong, all these people suddenly combined together with the so-called predestined king, the new king, who is who carried the 轩辕剑, all this suddenly come out, this drama. According to legend, this is where they brought all those people to fight against it's just more of a spiritual war. That's why you have people like 哪吒, who is actually the one of the warrior. who has special power and all that. Then he has Lei Zhenzhi and all that. And all this group of people to fight against, according to legend, but according to history, no, they are all human beings to fight. They're just an army. But people like to mystify things and then give special power to heroes that they think they are. So what happened was Daji, new nine-tailed wolf, went to seduce the king and then trying to destroy his king. Then the king listened to him, loved him so much. He said, of course you got magical power. Then after that, he will rather they would rather that his kingdom destroy than to have to kill her or destroy her. And because of her, there were a lot of atrocity that's been done to the people, making him an extremely tyrannic king. So in the end, of course, the rebels won the war, and Daji has been killed. Okay. Some say that she's a Pi Pa Wang. Actually, no, she is actually the nine-tailed wolf according to the legend. Yeah, so that's where the beginning. 1600 BC, the nine-tailed wolf already started. The nine-tailed fox. Sorry, the fox spirit is already in written not history, like written literature already about it. Okay, now why nine tail? Why not one tail? Now that we all see is all the foxes are one tail. Why nine tail? Now it is believed that every 1,000 years the foxes break through in her training, or in her I don't know if it's called training or not. In her 修行, in her training, in her practices of divinity. For 1,000 years, after 1,000 she'll grow a second tail. So a nine-tailed wolf is about 10,000 years old already. So she's very wise, very very powerful according to the legend. Okay, and it's not only a she, it's also a he. They are male and female foxes. In case you don't know, there are male and female foxes, and there are male and female foxes spirits. Okay, so there's also a he and there's also a she. So if it's a she fox, she will tempt the male. If it's a male fox, if it's a he fox, he will seduce the female human. Okay, now what do they want to seduce? Well, foxes, because of the time when the foxes started to train to practice the divinity, they start to have intelligence and consciousness, and they will begin to become like human, to know what is good and bad, and then to know the things about the how to develop training and that. So basically, initially you really need someone to guide these foxes to training. And most of the time, it's like there's a Taoist priest or whoever trained in the forest. They saw foxes, and the foxes come near them. They will learn from them or whatsoever, and then they will learn from it, and then they will develop their divinity. Then why the question is, why do they want to kill human, or to they need human they need to kill human or anything. The reason is because they develop their intelligence. And when you're intelligent, then the foxes all will have developed their own style and their own moral values. Some of the better one, which is the eventually develop into Huxian one, is actually those that are more towards the good type one. Okay, they were their training is to absorb all the energy from the surrounding, which is the natural surrounding. So they're always training in the forest or in the mountain. They don't get they try to avoid human, literally avoid human, and then they don't do killing because that is bad for their so-called karma, and they will just train, and then from the natural and things, and that, just like those Taoist priests who eventually want to become 神仙, they also train in the in the nature, go to the mountain and they get secluded and then get training. That's like this Huxian. Now the other type is those type who want to go by probably shortcut, you know, and then they have a different methods of training, and their method of training is not just too slow, you know, absorb from nature and stuff. So they want to go a bit faster, which is that means through other spirits, other animal spirits, and also through human, which is of course the most effective lah. And the reason why they want to do it is because they are it's faster, okay, and it's more, they become more powerful, so that they also can protect themselves, and they will develop a lot of basically power lah. So yeah, so this type of explanation is a little bit more understandable, although true or not true is really up to you to believe. Contrary to many of the beliefs that all the Huyao are Huxian, which is not true. Some of them have evil intention. They just want to suck your blood, or because the blood is where the life is. They just want to suck your energy, whatever. Those people who has been constantly dealing with Huxian, which they do not know, maybe, you know, because they can become like a very beautiful woman to a person, or very handsome man to another woman. So you may not find out, and then you get stuck constantly because you are befriending this spirit, thinking that it's a human and interested in you. So if you find that you know a person who is getting purer and purer and purer every day, every time you see him, something is wrong. Like it could be a spirit or something. You see, so it's a good sign that the person is being kacau by this spirit. Okay, so I thought about the ninth tier. When I tell the different types are really good. So basically now we can be quite sure, because of written literature and probably legends only, that the Huxian actually started in or Huyao started in China. Okay, and from that beliefs and all that, it actually spread to places like Japan. You can see that. Okay, this is Japan. One of the Japanese Huyao or Huxian temple. Okay, I didn't really prepare the Japanese name for it, nor could I actually pronounce it properly. So anyway, it's a fox spirit temple. Now it is something to note that in Japan, the Huxian or the fox, they are basically farmers, farming, protecting spirits. They protect the farmers from the land, or from bad stuff, okay, bad, maybe evil stuff, and trying to destroy the farms, or even to protect it from even animals and things that will destroy the farms. So they are actually a farm protecting spirit, and they are all good. Okay, basically all good, all good. And there are also bad ones, which actually you know, in all culture they always good and bad. Bad one which actually would kill people and all that. So in Japan, it is still a very popular belief. Okay, you can see it's a fox, it's not a dog. Okay, this is still in Japan. Okay, now back to China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and all these different places, which actually from China is spread to actually Taiwan, and then it spread to other places, even in Thailand and Hong Kong. And these are the places you see the foxes, or the nine-tailed fox. You can see there is the idol. They have already refined the image of the fox into a human, as in the power of the, you know, the able to become human shape. And their idols are all actually very, very beautiful and very wu mei. Okay, so see, everything. Sometimes I feel itch here and there. I would think it's a cockroach. Yeah. later on after the show I will spray the back of some of the cupboard and see whether does it come out. Cockroach, I mean, not the Husian. Okay, so you notice it's getting prettier and prettier, right? They create a lot of those idols, and usually the Husian is very pretty one, okay? And usually it's all female. See, look at this one, so classy, like the anime type of character. It is noteworthy. It is worthy to note that there's also male figurine of Husian, okay? And what is the difference? Why do the okay there are the people who worship the Husian, they are female and male. Okay, some people always used to think that only female will worship the Husian to get prettier, which is true. They say that if you worship the Husian, and also you can get prettier, and then you develop that your attractiveness. Actually, the truth is this: that there's also male who went to pray to the Husian. Okay, now you ask why. Okay, the difference is this: that when the male pray and the woman pray, you get different thing. The male you pray, you get attractiveness. The woman you pray, you get seductiveness. That means the male you pray, you become attractive to the woman. The women you pray, you become seductive, very seductive to the men. Okay, yeah, that is why that is what the people say, the legend says about praying to Husian. Okay, but it is also something that we must note that it is Husian is just a name, nice name given to it, because a lot of people believe that he has attained the goddess form, but in the end it is still a spirit. You do not know the Husian or the Hu Yao that you are praying is not praying on you. Okay, one being praying as a P-R-A-Y, you praying to the Husian, praying on you a P-R-E-Y-I-N-G, praying on you. Okay, nothing is free. Okay, this is not the generous straight or the zhen, they call it the zhen, the actual call it licensed goddess, God in the world, but then it is more of a site. 偏门 still considered yin shen. That means it is a spirit, more spirit than God, whatever. Okay, let's talk about the Hong Kong one. The Thailand one is basically not much difference. It spread from to Thailand, and then it is very much the same as like the China one, or the Japan one, but then Thailand, of course, have its own taste, their own way of praying to it, and they have their own Thailand, there's a lot of what they call the chant, and then the what do you call that, the writings, the craft, they have all this writing on the whatever, on your badge or whatever, to make it powerful. So they have all this chanting, and then all this talisman type writing on it. So it's just Thailand style. But one thing I want to talk about is not the Thailand style, but then the Hong Kong one. Now, because the Hong Kong, there's an incident that happened that makes the Husian becoming the center of the whole attraction, and eventually became a tragedy, and then so it is a it leave a very bad taste in the Hong Konger, regarding this, because there was quite a big issue with the Husian, also called Hu Yao, because in the end he has to be stopped. Now the whole story began when there's a Hapa Mansion. Hapa Mansion is like Hapa Villa Singapore, but it's Hapa Mansion with a lot of figurine, and a lot of more Buddhist type of figurine and God, and then of course of hell and all that in Hong Kong, and it's called Hapa Mansion, Hu Pa Pie Shu. Okay, and it's in Hong Kong, and it has been there for a very long time. So it is It is going through a redevelopmental stage. You can see the picture here. Actually, it's a very nice place. It looks very colorful. I like colorful places. You see, it looks like a lot of very Buddhist like, right? There's a lot of temple and all of a figurine type, just like Singapore Happy Villa, probably from the same organization, the X Oil. So X Oil is actually from Hong Kong. So what happened is this, that they are going through a redevelopment, redeveloping renovation, redevelop the place to probably a tourist attraction, because a lot of the places has been, throughout the time, because of the erosion of the environment. So a lot of the paint, a lot of the thing has become wear off. So they engage people to go and do repainting of those figurines, the wall, do it. So these are just repainter. They are just repainter. So they are not artists. They are just repainter. So yep. So they will go, like in the morning they do all the work. Then one day one of the repainter go, same thing. The repainter, they go and do the work, and one of them went to the place where he had stopped like yesterday. So he went to continue do, and he was supposed to paint a wall, repaint the wall. Then when he went, something weird he saw. The place is no longer what, the drawing is no longer what he actually stopped yesterday. Is becoming suddenly the wall has this as a figure of a 9-tailed wolf. Okay, this is not the one. This is the one in the later on in the Windsor house. But then something like this. There was a picture of a 9-tailed wolf, appearing on the wall that he was doing work on since yesterday. But he vividly remembered this is not what he did. Okay, this is not what he did, and this is not what the picture is supposed. There's no 9-tailed wolf there. It's supposed to be some Buddhist drawing there. So he got so puzzled and feel weird. Who could have done this? He thought first it was somebody who sabo, but then the drawing was so nice and looks very lively, and then the eyes, according to what his report is, the eyes of the fox, the 9-tailed fox is black color, so it has a very pulling effect on him. So he got scared. He called his colleague to come and see, supervisor, whatever. They come and then they look at it and say, you are what are you doing? You're trying to sabo the job, or you are trying to tell a lie or something. Don't nobody believe him now, and he was asked to go back to work, and then they all criticize him for doing it, you see. Yeah, but one of the point is that this is a very nice drawing, and these are just repainter. They are not artists. They couldn't have done it, and he definitely couldn't have done it because he's not an artist. So he was very pressured, so he decided to take the day off. He went back home after that. I couldn't take it anymore. Then a few days later, I think the next day later when he come back, he already saw that there's the 2 yellow tears men on the wall already. Okay, now I guess maybe his supervisor or whoever think better be safe than be sorry, so they call the priest, the Taoist priest, to come and do some, don't know what. Then after that he sealed, trying to seal or to do something to the wall. Okay, forget to tell you, when his friend comes to see, actually the wall became, the fox disappeared already. There was no fox on the wall. Okay, it's not that they saw the picture, there was no fox, so they were criticizing him for, they were telling him, he was telling them the story, he saw whatever, he saw a fox, all that. Then all his colleagues and his supervisors don't believe him because there was nothing on the wall when they came. So they criticized him, and then after that he went home, and the story goes. So I think someone still think, maybe it's better to do something. So they call the priest to come. Okay, you must understand that their place is Hapa Mansion. They probably have a lot of in-house spiritual people, monk or Taoist, who come, and then they put the talisman there to ward off the evilness, the evil in it, or whatever spirit. And that's where the trouble began, because few days later, a few nearby mansion, a house, shopping mansion, shopping a shopping center. It's called a Windsor. Okay, called the Windsor House. Suddenly, there are marble tiles on the wall. Suddenly, when people created, they saw, why does it look so weird? They actually find images, which is this image of 9-tailed wolves on it. Okay, that means throughout the time there was no such pattern. The pattern on the marble pattern wasn't like that, but only on that day they saw it, or someone saw it and they remarked on it, and they counted. They saw 6. Okay, 6. Here you cannot see clearly. It's not a human face. It's actually the head of a wolf, which a wolf that was prodding down. Okay, and they can find 7 foxed inside the marble tiles. Okay, it's very big marble tiles. And if you went to go to Windsor House in Hong Kong, in front, just in front and entry there, there's a very big marble tiles, slab of marble tiles there, and people all stop to see. Now this is one of them. The one that I just showed you. It's not a human face. It's the pruned fox. So it's crowded with people who just go there and want to see. Okay, and it's so crowded, and it became such a big hoo-ha in Hong Kong that Windsor House has to close for a day, just to keep the crowd away. Okay, in my opinion, they could have collected entry fees, and they will probably be able to get a lot of money. But of course they didn't. And then after that, the security guard decided to take a red cloth and cover it. So they took a red cloth to cover the front part of the whole building, and then it was being covered, concealed. Okay, and then of course the next day they reopened, and it was slightly better because when people have nothing to see, they want to go there. And okay, the whole thing went through the news, so it was very well broadcast and telecast during that time. It's actually all over the world. Okay, it's the news being spread all over the world. So there are people who go to just to see that slab of marble that has 7 foxes images on it. So then they it was known very little people that actually the Windsor House changed the marble wall. They actually renovated, took out the marble, and they changed a new marble wall flap on it. Okay, or slab. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a very big piece of marble wall. Okay, and after they change it, after the next day, the thing appear again. So I mean, it's most likely that they choose something that is not so easily detected or being imagined as wolf, just normal or homogeneous pattern or whatsoever, just normal pattern. Then after that, the next day it developed again. Okay. It is said that at the time the legend was that there was a Taoist priest who was passed by and saw the 9-tailed wolf and fought with the 9-tailed wolf, and the only way he could stop the 9-tailed wolf from doing harm to people is when he has to seal the 9-tailed wolf into the marble wall, and it was sealed there, and that's why his images appeared. And 7, or don't know why 7, maybe there are 7 of foxes that he sealed them inside, so he couldn't, so that the wolf cannot do evil again. So that is the legend, and nobody go and admit. Okay, of course, this type of thing you admit also, you don't know true or not. Okay, so what happened is that it's been sealed there. There are 7, so they have no choice to continue cover it. Okay, now even that is not a big issue, because eventually it can become an attraction. People will get attracted to it for a while. After that, people will lose their interest, and then after that they may just forget it. Pass by, they just take a look. It will not have the crowd after a while. But something really bad happened. Inside the Windsor House, there is a let me see what's the next thing. Okay, they actually did a TV program did a did a paranormal investigation, and then they put the live chicken. You see the orange color thing is the live chicken, and then in the middle, and then you see there's a spirit that enters the the monitor of the camera, and you can see that it really looks like a fox. Okay. Now, I said something terrible happened, right? So what happened was during that time, there was a restaurant inside a very high class restaurant, okay, inside the Windsor house. I think it's called Windsor Imperial Restaurant or 饭店 or don't know what. So and there this couple who is doing a 满月酒 a full month celebration, having a dinner there. Having a dinner there, and then okay, so they having a dinner there for to celebrate, invite all their relatives to celebrate the 1 month old of the child. Okay, so after the celebration, the woman, the couple went back home. Then after that, the woman has a dream. The dream that she's back into the place in the early evening when she had the dinner, and this time round she saw the step, a very big step of marble, and inside there's a wolf looking out at her, and the eyes of the wolf is red color, and then she heard the sound of the wolf, saying that why you did not worship me with your food, and so 敬酒啊，为什么never offer your drinks to me? I think the wolf want to drink, and then she never offer and ignore. But at the time it was being covered by the red cloth. I must understand that. So she saw the red. What she saw in the dream was the red cloth, and then the red cloth came down, and she saw the wolf, and the wolf talking to her. And then she got very scared. The wolf suddenly jumped out of the step of marble, and tried to dash to her body. Okay, and then she was very scared. Okay, then after that you hear the wolves, not wolves. I keep saying wolf. It's foxes, and the fox was telling her, because of this, I will kill your child. Okay, then she woke up. Okay, then she was very scared. She told the husband what happened. The husband was a bit puzzled because during this whole event of the step, the marble step having the foxes, the wife is staying overseas. This is overseas wife, and then she came back. Okay, he came back first. He know the whole story. He was one of those people who went to visit and went to take a look at the whole picture. So he never mentioned it to his wife. And when the wife came back, the story had died down. She would not know what is in behind the red cloth, you see. But then she was very clear that it's a 9-tailed wolf. She mentioned it. Then they feel very puzzled and scared. So to be safe, they all put on their night clothes. They went to the baby room to check on the baby. And the baby, when they went, the baby already turned blue. Okay, died. So they were very sad. Okay, the wife was very sad, and then they sent. Of course, this one had to send for autopsy, right? The autopsy, the coroner said that the report was saying that loss of blood. Okay, but then of course there were rumors that it's not loss of blood; it's totally no blood. The blood has been drained off, and they do not know how it happened and why does it happen. And then of course people who know about the foxes, spirit foxes, will know that this event, he how to kill the baby. It was stuck away his life force, which is the blood. That's why the baby has no blood. And then and this is not just one. In the end, this whole thing became a new sensation, right? And then some of the reporter or journalists went to report about the whole story. And then they went to research and find out that during that time, all those people who have all those children who have celebrated their 1 month old or how many year old birthday or that, all a lot of them had passed away, died, so definitely more than two. So in the end it become a sensation. They blame the whole building for not doing anything and letting this go past without doing any ritual or whatever about it. So guess what? Even at the moment nowadays, if you go to Windsor House in Hong Kong, you go to the top rooftop. There is a playground, that they built. There are a lot of playground thing they built, and the place is locked. If you playground, why you lock? The playground is not meant for children, live children. The playground is actually meant to appease the dead spirit, the child dead spirit that has been killed there in the shopping center. So to appease the spirit, that's why they built all that. It is said that some of the security still hear children playing at the playground on the roof, which is locked, not being not accessible to public or anybody. They can still hear children playing at the playground at night. So that's a side story. The real story is about the foxes, and in the end, what happened is this: that somebody from Taiwan came and took the foxes, take the spirit of the foxes and keep it. Of course, she kept it sealed, and brought it back to Taiwan. It's a lady, Taoist priest, brought them back to Taiwan, and then and went to let it go in the forest of the mountain of called the Yangming San. Okay, the Yangming San, the Yangming Mountain forest, where she let go of the spirit, and then probably there is some sort of a boundary where they can't leave the place, to have them to stay there without contact with the outside world. Okay, did not kill it, did not destroy it. Okay, but probably nobody can do anything about it. Nobody know what to do about it. Okay, so she took it and put it back to Taiwan, and that is the end of the story for the Hong Kong side. And then the Taiwan side starts, because at the forest there are a lot of sighting of Hu Xian and Hu Yao in the Yangming San, and it is a known place for animal spirit because of this Dao Guan, this Taoist temple that this Yangming San they have, they do all this stuff, animal worship and stuff. Okay, so that is the story of the Hu Xian, the big nowadays recent issue. Okay, and it did not happen in 1960 something. It happened in 1991. Okay, you may ask, what does it got to do with Singapore? The Singapore has all these Hu Xian people worship. Don't think we have. I mean Singapore, but don't be too sure. Let me show you some photograph. Okay, Singapore do have. Then we have a Singapore Hu Xian Tang. Okay, there's adult activities for praying to Hu Xian in Singapore. There is a Hu Xian temple in Singapore. I'm not going to tell you where, but then I'm just trying to prove to you that there is in Singapore, okay, a temple to pray to the spirit of the foxes. Okay, these are some of the thing, activity in the Singapore fox Hu Xian temple. Okay, so it is not in the it is looks like it's in a shopping center or a complex for religious things. So yeah, there is. Okay, don't say don't have. Okay, next I want to talk to you about some of the nowadays the modern people who don't want to believe or worship Hu Xian, but then what do they do to get the power of attraction and the power of love. You know, Husian can actually attract love and all that relationship. Okay, now some of these like the Husian pendant, people like to wear. This has not gone through. Most of them normally don't go through the what kai guang or whatnot. It's just pendant they wear, and there's belief that if you wear such a pendant of the Husian, right, you can attract love. You can have a lot of good. You have attract favoritism, you know, and people will like you. Will want to be with you. Will want to have maybe do business with you. The people will just like you lah. You have favor with people lah. So a lot of people like the Hussein. You can see some of them like the. You see the left one is most likely is a white phantom, and then you have the clear quartz, you know, and then even the pink color one, that one is actually not pink, this is purple. Okay, that is MST. Okay, these are different forms of Husian. You know, looks very cute and beautiful, right? Okay, and nowadays people like to wear this stuff instead of going to pray and do all the things because this will help them too. Okay, other things like you can see the 9-tier Husian MST. There's MST, then there's this right side one is probably also MST, but it's a different quality lah. And some of the other things beside crystals, they also gold, Husian gold, and then I think the bottom one is opaz, topaz, topaz with silver. Okay, so there are a lot of all this style of jewelry around, becoming very popular type of jewelry. You ask for Husian, they will have a lot of pendant. They even have earrings and all that make. Okay, so it's generalized already. People believe that it may have some power. Some people just believe it, just like it because it's very good design. You know, I mean, it's really very nice design. I sell crystal. I do have some of this pendant, but it's very nice design and well crafted. A lot of this has to do human crafting one. So very well done one. So yeah, that's the thing nowadays. People accept like, you know, maybe just a pendant, just something nice, you know. Yeah. So my opinion, you believe what you want to believe lah. So there are a lot of things. A lot of things is legend. Is just legend. Okay. People like to mystify everything. Okay. Like Jiang Ziya is Jiang Taikong. Jiang Ziya is actually a human. Okay. He's the one who actually was the one who is the predecessor of the Chu Guo the last time, the warring state Chu Guo, and he's the predecessor. That's why he's a real human. Now become the lord of the region, but not really like what everybody believe that he is the, you know, the god who phone everybody to become the god or whatever. Okay, there's probably another Lei Zhenzi, but then there's probably somebody who is a general or so, like, you know. So a lot of this thing is being mystified, you know. Maybe there's a, you know, you saw a wolf, saw a fox, you know, then you call it, then you tell it to you, you know, people turn it, call it a fox spirit, you know. So a lot of this other thing is just legend, you know. So you up to you to believe or not. Now whether you believe or not is really doesn't matter, because to go to the extent to go and pray and go and ask to give you favor and all that, just remember one principle that I always tell everybody over all my shows is that you know, 速你行一定要還嘅，呢個係你 whatever you ask for you need to return one, you know. Nothing is for free one. Okay, and you have to think about what to return, you know. If let's say it's not up to you, you know, it's up to that spirit, and then you may be charmed, you know. Okay, you may lose people you love and all that, just it's because you want to replace it with money or replace it with people who will like you more, you know. It's a very stupid thing. So you do not know what you're supposed to return to the spirits when you ask for it. Okay, not necessarily just burn things and everything one. So sometimes they may not even tell you. You just have to return back. So all this stuff spiritual thing, if you are a person who it's actually very easy to get favoritism. Don't be a nice person, be pleasant, don't be an arrogant person, don't be a person who is always have a dead people face, you know. I mean, to you everybody is your enemy. These are the things that get you nowhere. So if you really want to be have good relationship with people, you just have to invest in it, no? Invest in people, invest in building the relationship. You know, if you are nice to people, most of the time people are nice to you, you know. And work hard, you know. Most of the time working hard is the main key thing, you know. And good fortune and good luck and even prosperity will goes to the people, those people who work hard. Okay, you may go to the spirit and ask what it. A lot of this thing is temporary, you know. You may get it, you know, but then do you have the life to enjoy? We always say, you know, you get all the money, and then do you have the life to enjoy it? Do you have the pleasure to enjoy it? In the end, you know, your enjoyment may be coupled with a lot of suffering. So the best is don't touch, don't get involved if you really don't have to. But if you really believe it and you think that you want to try and get the benefit of it, go ahead. You know, I'm not going to stop you, because you have your own choice, you know, your own rights. Okay, so just remember that legitimacy type of institution to get all this are very important. Okay, because these are all images. You may have other thing than the rights, the other things that's inside. So if you really like the design, you want to get some energy, you know, of the Huxian, may not be as powerful as you go and adopt an idol or go and pray to it, but it's actually enough to build yourself. You have a little bit of energy, you can always get a pendant, you know. And my link is at the bottom of this description regarding my 鹰翅水晶. I have quite a lot of Huxian crystals, mostly crystals. Okay, I even have Huxian 天铁, will you believe or not? Which is very expensive, at least about $60-70, already cheaper than most stores already. Okay, I'm not going to do promotion on my shop, but then if you really want to take a look, go and take a look in my shop, and you can always contact me. Okay, you can always contact me at this email address. Okay, lightsonsg@gmail.com. You can always write to me, write to us, give us your opinion, give us your comments, you know. Tell us how we can improve. Even you can always tell us your story, you know, your ghostly encounter or weird encounter, you know. We would like to read your story out. Okay, we may not mention your name if you don't want us to, but then we can write and tell people what you have encountered. Okay, every Sunday at 10 p.m. we have our show. And you can always go to tiny.1/ghost to go to our updated address on the live show, because every time the live show for YouTube is changed. So you can always go to tiny.1/ghost, because this is the address will be mastered into this address. So you will be able to reach us. So after this telecast, after this broadcast over, you can go to this address and look at our VOD, video on demand, to get the to go through to see the video again. Okay, so tiny.1/ghost, and we are on live every Sunday 10 p.m. Okay, 10 p.m. Okay, please remember to like us and share our video, you know, subscribe to our channel, and you can click the little bell as seen here, so that you can get notification if, let's say, you whenever we go on live or whatever, we have a new video going on. Okay, I'd like to do a bit of promotion on our main show. This is our main show, Lights On, every Friday 8 p.m. Okay, 不见不散. This is a live show. We talk about anything under the sun and the moon. Okay, 開燈乜嘢都傾. So this is our main show. Okay, this is our main show. This is only Singapore Paranormal sub show of Light On. Lights On have its own main show called Lights On. Not weird, but then it's like that. Okay, so in the future, I just want to tell you about what we're going to do. Few things that we may do is that we definitely will do is that we will start a criminal talk show. We talk about some of the hideous criminal crime that we see in Singapore. Okay, many of us don't have a talk show to talk about crimes in Singapore. Not many of us. We don't really have a talk show to talk about the crimes in Singapore, but we like to start one that talks about crimes every week, probably half an hour to 45 minutes. A talk on some of the crimes that has done over the time. That some of the more serious crime. There are a lot of crime, of course, but then more serious one. Okay, and then after that, we like to talk about world crime. Those that are most likely in Asia region. What are the crime that are hideous and bad, so that we have we know, just not to put fear in you, but to let you know that that these things are happening. Okay, these things are happening around us, or this thing happened around us. Okay, then we also may start. We'll start. I do not know when. Okay, the crime thing will start soon. It's either on a Wednesday or a Saturday, so I'm not sure yet, but look out for our announcement on our Facebook. Okay, and then the other show we're going to start on is essential oil, because we believe that essential oil will benefit people. Pure essential oil, and it can help people even with PTSD, even with people who has a post-traumatic syndrome. Then people can heal from that. I think one of the thing about the essential oil is that it is a very soothing and very non-aggressive method of doing healing, and then doing building health and in our life. So it is something worth looking at. So there are so many essential oil. Okay, so I was hoping to be able to come to one by one to tell you about the benefit and how to apply it. Okay, it may be hosted by me, or it may be hosted by somebody else, but we definitely do it, and then let's see how things goes. Okay. So thank you today for coming to my show. Okay, this is a show that I love to do, actually really love to do. Okay, and it takes me a lot of energy to prepare the document or the research, but then it's worth because I know that people are getting blessed. There are people who say that they have been eye-opener, they really like it. So we are happy to do the show if, let's say, you give us a lot of support. So we need your support, so please don't stop supporting us. Okay, like the video. I want to show it again. Okay, so like the video, like the YouTube video, share with other people, subscribe to our channel, and then also click the little bell to get the announcement, or to get reminders, if let's say we come online. Okay, so thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in to my show again. I'm very happy to do it. Okay, like I said. So have a good day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Okay. Yep. So whatever you do it with clear conscience. Okay. Make sure your conscience is clear, so that whatever you do, you will not regret in the near future. So basically, do good. Okay. Take care.